Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Rebuild It. As you can see, we have the body panels back for Mike, so this episode we get to start my favorite part, which is reassembly, getting this thing all back together and hoping that we have a great color match. So let's get started. On the way to go pick up parts for Mike, and it is a blizzard. I don't know if you can pick that up very good on the camera, but man, it is really snowing hard. Uh-oh. You liking this snow, Finn? Alright, so the first thing we need to start doing, I guess, is installing the fenders, which means we got to put the little vents back in and just get that ready. And I was talking about color matching. You can't really 100% tell if you got a good color match until you actually get this thing installed on the car, and I mean actually, you know, get it lined up in a straight line with the light hitting it all the same angle, and stand back and put it in different lights and all that to see if the color matches really well. So it looks like it from a distance, it looks really good, but we won't be able to tell for a little while until we get it all put on. So I'm going to loosen up that lower panel, that carbon fiber panel down there, and try to get some more room because it's really tight fit where this piece right here goes in. This can go up underneath this and it's tight. So I'm gonna loosen that, try to get us some movement there, and then I'll go ahead and put our little vents in that I just washed, cleaned. They were pretty grimy, so got those all cleaned up. We'll get those installed and then put our fender on. Before I install this fender, I got to find the two little clips that go right there on that center hole, and then this hole right here. They clip on there, and then there's a screw that goes up through the bottom, through these holes and into that. And so I didn't have those in my little cup of parts. I don't know why, but so I had to order them. So let me just use this time to explain to you the price of some of these parts. Okay, the little clip I was talking about, right there. Each one of those, and I needed several of them for this car, each one of those is almost $5. Okay. The worst thing I saw on here, this was a little bitty seal that goes around the edge of this window on the hood, and we'll have to see exactly how that goes on there, but it's not even a 1/4 inch wide, probably less than that. That was $60. So that's ridiculous. This little rubber piece of a little seal that goes between the front bumper and the hood area, that was $40-something. So every time you see any one of these little bitty pieces of parts that I had to order, yeah, that was almost $60. A little piece of plastic, but since they all say GM on them, that's, you can buy them aftermarket for 1/3 of that, but I wanted everything original. These are little hood bumpers, little stops that when you put the hood down that go right here on the hood. Those were $18. So you see what I mean? So let's get started putting this in. Enough griping. Okay, and I don't have any gaps adjusted yet or anything like that, but just looking at the color, what do you guys think? It's hard, it's always hard to tell on a camera, but try to shine a light on here. I mean, looking at it with the naked eye and through the camera, it looks super good to me. But I cannot, you know, it's really hard to tell without being out in the sunlight and all that. Man, that looks good. You can look at this light right here and try to get the texture of it. This is the original factory orange peel in there. And it's really close. So, looks to me, on first glance, without getting it outside, it looks really good. Okay, so I'm missing a little bolt, or not a bolt, it's a stud that goes right inside this, the fender right here. It goes down through this hole. So I went ahead and ordered that, but I can't put this thing on the rest of the way until I get that in, because I'm gonna have to have some play in there to get it installed. So I'm just gonna leave that like it is until those studs come in, and I'll go ahead and start working on the hood. So I think I'll flip it over and start. Mike left all the paper on the underside, so we wouldn't scratch it while we were hauling it home. So I'll flip it over and strip the paper off, and then start transferring stuff from the other hood to this one, and then figure out what we got to do to get the window installed. All right, I got me a little work table set up here. And here's the window glass. You see it's original GM. Let's check it out. All right, guys, I've researched this and I cannot find anything on the internet about the seal and how it's supposed to go on there. But to me, if this little groove where the rest of it goes right here ends right here, I don't see how you can go on and go around the top, especially when there's only just a little small area enough for your urethane to go up here. So I'm going to stop it where this groove goes and go ahead and go around the edge, and then we'll see what it looks like here in just a second. All right, so there it is. I set it on the hood. It looks good. So now the moment of truth, go there and clean up the area. I'll get a little lacquer thinner and wipe around this just to make sure it's totally clean. And then, or probably some wax and grease remover is probably what I need to use. And then we will fill up this little trough here with our urethane. And I'm gonna use this right here, it's 3M window weld. And hopefully I don't make a big mess. All right, and there we have it, guys. Window is installed, nice and dry. I don't have any black junk on there where you can see it, so that's good. So I don't really want to install that on the car until I get the fenders both totally on, so I'm still waiting on those studs. So I think the next step is to go ahead and get into our bumper reassembly facility and take this old one, smashed one, and all these clips on there have to come off and be put in the same position on the new one. And there's like little things in here that supports and stuff like that. We need to just remove all the stuff off that old one and put it in the new one. All right, I've got all the little clips taken off of the old one, put in the new one. These are what the front splitter actually bolts into. And the splitter is something I have ordered, but it's not here yet. It's a carbon fiber piece that matches, you know, all the ground effect stuff. So it bolts on through that, and I think it also bolts into this piece right here. It's also carbon fiber. It's a support piece that I haven't, it's cracked, broken in this one, so I've got a new one over there in the box. We'll take that out, and we'll take all this stuff off of this one and see how it connects into the other one. But I think there's some holes on this one that have no clips through here, but the bolt from the splitter goes into that carbon fiber piece in there, I think. So let's take it all apart and see how it hooks together. All right, so here's all the pieces that I got out from the old bumper that are good. This is still, there's nothing broken on this piece that holds the grill in. And this, I'm not even sure really what this is, but it's carbon fiber. It just needs to be tapped back a little bit. It's kind of bent a little bit. And this piece was all still good. So all this I just need to wash and clean up really good. So I'll do that next before I install it into the new bumper. And then all this stuff was broken. There's the piece. I have both of these pieces new right here in the boxes still. Haven't even opened yet. Hopefully they're right. So we'll get those out, and first we'll wash this stuff up and then get those new ones out, and make sure everything fits. All right, I got all this stuff nice and clean. Got that thing straightened up, and I cannot find that on the parts breakdown of this car at all. It's weird. It's got a carbon fiber bracket there. It's like solid carbon fiber, and then it's got carbon fiber attached to metal. So it's a metal bracket and carbon fiber stuck to one side of it. And then it's got it's not a rivet, but it's a threaded hole in there for a stud to go into, or a bolt to go through. But when you look at the parts breakdown, it is not on there anywhere. You know, here's the license plate holder, and then here's the bracket that goes in, but there's nothing on there that looks like this thing. So I'm just going to install it back the way it was, and maybe it'll become evident when they get the car back together what it does. So anyway, I've got everything clean and ready to go back together. So let's go open those boxes and make sure that these two pieces right here are actually the things that are in these boxes and that they fit. Okay, yep, that looks right. Just need to clean it up. Oh, it even came with the clips, so I don't have to take the clips off the old one. And let's check on the grill. All right, so yep, they are the same. So go ahead and get that stuff installed. First thing is this piece here. So I'll clean it up just from the dust that's off of it from shipping. And okay, so when trying to install this first piece here, this carbon fiber support piece, I noticed that, okay, it goes like this in there, and when you put it down in there, you can see like this clip lines up with that hole, that clip lines up with that hole, and vice versa. But then I've already taken the clips out, but there's a spot there for a clip, there, and there. So 4 spots that don't have corresponding holes in the bumper. So I'm looking at the old bumper here, and there are holes drilled in those spots. 1 right there, 3, and then 4 way down there. So I'm gonna have to try to line that up and drill those holes out, because I definitely don't want to do that when all this is already all installed and I'm laying underneath the car trying to put the splitter on there when it comes in. Alright, so I've got clips and screws in all of the holes in this piece. Everything drilled out. Everything lined up good. So now we'll go ahead and start putting in the rest of the support pieces. Alright, so I've got everything installed, connected, bolts and screws all in. So I think it's time to go on to the lights. We've got installed fog lights and the blinkers here. Actually, I'm not sure if those are blinkers or if they're just running lights, but whatever they are, I'm gonna put them in. And we've got some little pieces that go up under here. They're just support pieces. Then we've got this $40 little rubber strip that goes right here. All right, so that's it. All those little pieces are in. Let's see how it looks. We still got the Corvette emblem to go right here, so we'll do that after we get everything installed. That's it. Well, actually, that's it on this bumper until we install it. So let's kind of get that out of the way. We're protected, and we'll go ahead and come over here and start working on this other fender. All right, so I've got that fender just kind of bolted in with enough things to hold it straight. The next step is I really need to get this thing jacked up off the ground and get the front two wheels off so that I can try to get that one really hard to reach nut back up inside there, at least started. And then we'll leave the front tires off as we start trying to put the bumper on. Well guys, thanks for watching another episode of Rebuild It. I hope you enjoy it. It's my favorite part, doing the old put it all back together again, which is just a lot of fun. It's what you worked the whole project for to get to that point. So this week is a t-shirt giveaway week. So if you'd like a Rebuild It t-shirt like that, just comment down below, almost finished, and you'll be entered to win. You just have to make sure that you're a subscriber to the channel, and if we choose your name on the next episode, we'll send you a t-shirt for free. So give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed the episode, and next week, stay tuned because we shall finish this project next week. We won't do a price reveal on next week's episode, but we will finish it. I'm like 99% sure. So we'll see you next week.
And always remember, don't retire it if you can rebuild it. See you guys next week. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in and watching this week's episode of Rebuild It. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any awesome content. Have a good one.